Good morning, students. Today we're going to learn something about the circle. Okay, you can see I have drawn a circle. As you know, in different shapes, like you have already done many times, the rectangle and the square and other shapes. And the boundary, that boundary, if you measure of the circle, of the square or rectangle, you know it as a perimeter. Fine, if you measure it. Now, the circular region around the circle is not known as its perimeter. It is known as circumference. A specific name is given to it. That is circumference. So what is that? The distance around the circular region is known as its circumference. Now, this is not the end. Related to circumference, there is really very interesting thing is there that I want to tell you about that. And even a day in India is also celebrated on that thing which I am going to tell you. What is that? So let us discuss. Now you can see a circle. Even you can draw many circles. And then if you draw those circles, then always the ratio of the circumference you take of all the circles, circumference. Then if we take the ratio of the circumference to its diameter. You know what is diameter? If suppose this is the center, then at both the ends of the circumference, if you join this center, this thing is known as the diameter. The ratio of the circumference to the diameter is always a constant value you will get. So we now just have a look, students. You can see I have cut different circles. Okay, these I have cut maybe with the cap of a bottle or a fevistick, or with one of two with the compass, or while taking any round object. You can cut different type of circles. Fine. So then after that I have measured. You can do on the same method. You can just measure the diameters. You know how to measure the diameters? For that you can use this ruler. How? From the center, suppose in this circle I had given number 1 to this circle. Then suppose this is the center. Then if you put the ruler on the center, then you can measure like this. That what is the measurement of this? Fine. It is 11.1. Okay. Then I have recorded this on the paper like this. That circle 1 is having the diameter this. Now this is the circle 2. Similarly, I have measured this diameter and all the 5 circles diameters and recorded in the paper like this. Fine. As it is visible to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have written the diameters. Fine. Now after this I have measured the circumference. As you know, it's just a boundary. How to measure the circumference of a circle? You can use a thread like this. And now by putting the thread on the one side, and this have to rotate it properly all around the circle. Okay. And then after rotating it, as you are looking at how I am rotating the thread. So there should be no space to get it more accurate. Like rotate it properly around the circle without any gap. Then just put a sign or hold it here where it starts overlapping. Means it should be just still here. Only one round should be here. Then hold the thread. And then you can measure the length of this thread with the ruler. And this length will be equal to the circumference of the circle. Fine. After just writing the diameter and the circumference, you can see we get both the diameters and circumference, and we need to find the ratio of what? The circumference to the diameter. Then if I find the ratio of both, then at the numerator I have written the circumference, then the diameter. All the 5 circles I have recorded all things like this. When you are going to solve these ratios, you will get some value that you have to note down and observe a pattern kind of thing there. Then you're going to find out the values after solving will about to 3.14, 3.13, or it is just above, a little above from 3, okay, and less than the 3.25 or 3.20. Fine, it is just in between that. So that is a constant ratio we can see, we can find out. So the name given to this constant ratio is known as pi. Fine, a particular name is given to it. Now students, we have just discussed an activity, okay, with which you will see that you will find a ratio that is constant. Like whenever you just divide the circumference with the diameter, you will get a constant ratio near about 3.14 or 22/7, and the name given to this constant ratio is known as pi. We are writing symbol is this, pi, and name is this, okay, and pi is equals to C by D. C denote the circumference, D is diameter, value equals to this. Now C, we can write circumference equals to pi multiplied by D also, okay, or what we can write, C equals to 2 pi r. Now we reached to a formula, that is how we can find out the circumference. Circumference is always equals to 2 pi r, or you can say pi d. Why 2 pi r? Because d is equals to 2r, means r is radius here. Diameter is always equals to twice of radius. So in place of d we have written 2r, or in combination we can write 2 pi r will be the formula to find out the circumference of the circle. Now what is the area of circle? After getting the knowledge of circumference, what is the area? You can see the shaded portion here inside a circle is known as its area. This is all the covered region around the inside the circumference is the area. And okay, so after getting to know like the formula for circumference, the formula for area of circle, we're going to apply them in various problems to solve various questions. Okay, so now on book page number 219, there is to try these, that you have to try yourself and write the answer here in book itself. Now students, in example number 12, the question is, what is the circumference of a circle of diameter 10 centimeter? Fine, we need to find out the circumference. Whenever you are doing these type of questions, you will see that you will the value of the pi will be given to you. So whatever the value that you have to apply, okay, either 22/7 or 3.14, you can put the value which is given in the question. So diameter of the circle D is equals to 10 centimeter. Now circumference of the circle we need to find out. Now as we have just discussed, what is the formula of circumference? If the diameter is given, the formula becomes pi d. Okay, so pi is, we need to put the value 3.14 which is given in the question, and put the value of diameter, that is 10 centimeters. Fine. So after solving this, we'll get 31.4 centimeter. So this will be the value of the circumference in example number 12, and that is the answer. Now example 13. Example 13 is, what is the circumference of a circular disc of radius 14 centimeter. It is just similar to example number 12. Okay, but the thing is, here radius is given. So the formula of circumference will become 2 pi r. Fine. So you have to do it yourself. Fine. Now example number 14. The radius of a circular pipe is 10 centimeter. The pipes are always cylindrical form, and the top or the bottom is circular. Okay. So pipe is the circular pipe radius is given, that is 10 centimeter. So I have written radius of pipe R equals to 10 centimeter. Now, what length of a tape is required to wrap once around the pipe? Okay, we need to find out the length of the tape which is required to wrap around. So to wrap it, we should know the length. So to find the length, we should find out the circumference, because then only we can find out the length of the boundary of the pipe. So length of tape required equals to circumference of the pipe. Now if the radius is given, what is the formula to find out the circumference? That is 2 pi r. So 2. So now the value of pi which is given in the question is 3.14. Okay, so I am putting that 3.14 multiplied by r. R is the radius of the pipe, that is 10. Now just left is the calculation that you have to do. So solving it, we will get 62.8 centimeter is the length which is required, okay, for the tape. Okay, this is the answer. Now question number 15, students. Now the example number 15 on page number 220. In this, a shape is given like this. Okay, and this length is given 14 centimeter and this is also given as 14 centimeter. And the question asked is, find the perimeter of the given shape. So you know what is the perimeter? Perimeter means always the boundary of the shape, whatever shape is given. Fine. In case of only a circle, that boundary, the given name is circumference. But here is a different shape. So you can see these things are boundary. Other which I am putting them like these are dotted. So these are inside it. They are not covered in the boundary. So boundaries are this. You can see these are circular boundaries. And these are in shape of semicircle. Okay. So now how to find out? If we know to find out the formula of the circumference of the circle, so what is the formula to find out the perimeter of semicircle, or you can say the circumference of the semicircle? What will be that? So circumference of circle is pi d. Why I am taking d this time, not r? Because you can see this is given from this corner to this, which is a diameter. Okay, not the radius. So we are dealing with diameter only. So circumference of circle is pi d. Circumference of semicircle is half pi d. Semicircle is exactly the half. So that boundary if you take, that will be also half. So that is circumference of the semicircle. Okay, so half pi d. If we want to calculate the semicircle circumference, then we need to put the values. The value of pi which is given for this question is 22/7. And d. D is given to us, that is 14 centimeter. Fine. Now if we solve it, then after solving 7 2s are 14, 2 to 2 22 centimeter comes out to be the circumference of one semicircle. But to find out the perimeter of this complete shape, we have similar kind of 4 semicircles. So is it the answer? No. We need to multiply it by 4 to get the perimeter of complete shape. So perimeter of given figure, will be 4 multiplied by 22 centimeter. Means 88 centimeter will be the answer. Now example number 16, student. That is, Sudhanshu divides a circular disc of radius 7 centimeter into 2 parts. Suppose this is the circular disc. So what Sudhanshu did? Divided the disc into 2 equal parts, semicircular disc, like this. Okay, so radius remains the same. The radius which is given is 7 centimeter. Fine. So it is given. Now what we need to find out? What is the perimeter of each semicircular shape disc? Okay, we need to find the perimeter. Now the value for pi which is given is 22/7. Now the question. Now to find the perimeter of the semicircular disc, we need to find out the two things. What are the two things? Suppose we need to find out the perimeter of this. So we need to find out this, which is half of the circumference of the circle. And we also, because this is also now after cutting, this is also the boundary of this shape. So we need to just add to the half of the circumference of the circle, add this diameter also to get the complete parameter of this semicircular shape disc. Okay, so two things we require. One is the circumference of the semicircular disc. Second thing is the diameter. Both things we require. But the given thing is the radius of the circle. Okay, so the radius is 7 centimeter. So first of all, let us find the circumference. Circumference formula is 2 pi r. In case if radius is given, here the radius is given. So half of the 2 pi r. Okay. So now if we want to find out half into 2 into, the value of this is 22 by 7 and r is 7 given. Now if we solve, the answer is 22 centimeter. Answer of circumference only. Now to find diameter, as we know the diameter is always the double of the radius. So 2r will be the formula to find out the diameter, means twice into r. So twice into 7, 14 centimeter will be the diameter. So now to find out the perimeter of the shape, we need to add the both. Okay? So I am writing perimeter of semicircular disc is equals to what? To add the both. So I am adding 22 centimeter plus 14 centimeter. So it will be 36 centimeter. Okay, so 36 centimeter is the perimeter of this semicircular disc. So this is the solution. Now students, some questions based on area we will do now. Earlier we have done the questions of based on circumference or perimeter questions of the circle we have done related to circular shapes. Now we'll start the questions related to the area of circle. Now first question, very first of, not the question, example on page number 222 is example number 17. Find the area of the circle of radius 30 centimeter. In this question, you just have to apply the formula, okay, pi r square, and you can solve out just the calculation that you need to practice yourself. Now example number 18. In this, diameter of circular garden is 9.8 meter given. Now find its area. So here I am telling, it is also very simple. Diameter of circular garden is given to us. So to find out the area, we know the formula pi r square. So we should know the radius. But here diameter is given. So radius we need to find out. So how we can find out the radius? Radius is always exactly the half of the diameter. So d by 2. So diameter is 9.8 meter. So d by 2 if we do, then what will be the answer here? That will be 4.9 meter will become the radius of the rectangular garden. Now motive is to find the area. So area equals to pi r square. Okay, the value of the pi for this question given is 22 by 7. It's not given as such in the question, so we can apply any of them. So we are putting 22 by 7 multiplied by r square. R square means 2 times r, means not 2 times r, means 4.9 multiplied by 4.9. Okay, r square. So after solving, we will get the answer as 75.46 meter square. Remember, meter square. Whenever you are solving the question of area, the unit always be in square. So meter square. Don't write the meter. Then your marks will be deducted if you write this. And it is not for the marks only. You should know area means the space occupied by a 2D shape. So that is meter square. Now students, example number 19. There is a figure given. Okay. In here you can see the two circles with the same center. Okay. And the radius of the larger circle is given as 10 centimeter. And the radius of the smaller circle is given as 4 centimeter. The three things we need to find out. Part A, B, C. First we need to find out the area of the larger circle. Then area of the smaller circle. Both things are simple, very easy because the radiuses are given. We need to apply the formula and find out the answer after calculation. The third thing is the shaded region between the two circles we need to find out. So shaded region, to find out this shaded region, we need to find out this area that we already done, this area. And if from the bigger circle, if we subtract the area of the smaller circle, then the area of this shaded region you can find out. So this will be our way to do this question. Radius of larger circle given 10 centimeter, its area, how we can find out. So I am putting in place of pi 3.14 multiplied by r square, means 10 into 10. Okay, so after solving, the answer will be 314 centimeter square. Okay, centimeter square. Now radius of smaller circle 4 centimeter. So what can be the area? Pi r square is the formula. 3.14 multiplied by 4 and multiplied by 4 once more, and then after solving we'll get 50.24 centimeter square. So these are the two areas. Now to find the area of this shaded region, what we need to do? We just need to subtract the smaller area from the bigger one. So that is 314 minus 50.24. So after solving, we'll get 263.76 centimeter square. So this will be the required result. All three, 1, 2 and 3 things we have find out. In this way we have finished all the examples till now. Now we'll continue with exercise 11.3.